Welcome to an exciting voyage through the annals of history. From the dawn of civilization to our present day, our world has been shaped by a series of pivotal moments. These events, like pieces in a grand puzzle, have come together to create the world as we know it. Today we will embark on a journey through these turning points in history. Our expedition will take us from the invention of writing, which allowed us to record our thoughts and experiences, to the fall of empires, the discovery of new lands, and the revolutions that have reshaped societies. We will traverse the world wars, venture into space, and witness the rise of new social movements. This journey will help us understand the complexity of our past and provide a lens through which we can view our future. So, buckle up as we set sail on this exciting voyage of discovery and learning. Our first stop, the invention of writing, the dawn of recorded history. Have you ever wondered when and how we began to record our thoughts and ideas? Delve into the past, around 3200 BC to Mesopotamia, where writing first took form. This was not merely an attempt to symbolize speech, but a revolutionary way to record history, transmit knowledge, and pass on culture. It was a game changer that propelled human civilization forward. The first writing system, cuneiform, was a collection of wedge-shaped marks etched onto clay tablets. This method, though rudimentary, laid the groundwork for more advanced systems. The Egyptians, for instance, developed hieroglyphics, a pictorial form of writing that added an artistic flair to communication. As time went on, alphabets emerged, streamlining the writing process by representing sounds rather than concepts. This evolution of writing systems was instrumental in shaping societies, fostering education, and enabling the exchange of ideas across continents and through centuries. Indeed, the invention of writing was the dawn of recorded history, a turning point that would forever change human civilization. Imagine a world where one of the greatest empires in history collapses. The year is 476 AD, and the Western Roman Empire, a beacon of civilization for centuries, is falling. A variety of factors contributed to this downfall, including economic instability, military weakness, and internal decay. Through time, the empire's vast territories became increasingly difficult to manage, leading to rampant corruption and inefficiency. The military was stretched thin, frequently failing to protect against barbarian invasions. Economic woes were exacerbated by an over-reliance on slave labor, which stifled innovation and technological advancement. The fall of the Western Roman Empire had profound implications. It reshaped Europe's political landscape, leading to the rise of numerous smaller kingdoms. Culturally, Roman influence persisted, but the widespread use of Latin declined. Society was plunged into chaos and instability, a period often referred to as the Dark Ages. This marked the end of an era, leading to what we now call the Dark Ages. 1492, a year that forever changed the world map. This was the year when Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, sailing under the Spanish flag, crossed the Atlantic Ocean and set foot on a new land. This land, which he believed to be Asia, was in fact the Americas, a part of the world unknown to Europeans back then. Columbus's voyages triggered a wave of exploration and conquest, as European powers raced to claim this newfound territory. This marked the beginning of the Age of Exploration, a period of extensive overseas exploration that resulted in the European colonization of the Americas. This discovery had profound implications. It opened up a new world of resources, cultures, and opportunities, but it also led to the decimation of indigenous populations due to disease, warfare, and exploitation. The discovery of America was a pivotal moment in human history, setting the stage for the modern world as we know it today. The world would never be the same again. Imagine a world rapidly transforming right before your eyes. Welcome to the 18th century, a time of profound change known as the Industrial Revolution. This period marked a seismic shift in how goods were produced and how people lived their lives. It all began in Britain, with the mechanization of the textile industry. Suddenly, goods could be made quicker, cheaper, and in larger quantities than ever before. This sparked a chain reaction of industrialization that quickly spread across Europe and to the New World. The revolution didn't stop at factories, though. It reshaped the entire landscape, both physically and socially. As industries grew, so did cities. People flocked from the countryside to urban areas seeking work in the bustling factories. This shift also brought about a radical change in the economy. The world transitioned from a system based on agriculture and handcrafts to one driven by industry and machine manufacturing. The world transitioned from rural and agricultural to urban and industrial, altering the fabric of human society. What happens when a nation rises against its monarchy? This question was dramatically answered in 1789 with the French Revolution. A potent mix of social inequality, economic hardship, and political corruption stoked the fires of public unrest. The spark, the bankruptcy of the French monarchy, which had lived in opulence while the populace starved. This revolution wasn't a mere change of regime, it was a seismic shift in political thought, a tidal wave of new ideas crashing against the old order. The French Revolution gave birth to concepts we now take for granted: liberty, equality, fraternity. It drafted the blueprint for modern democracy and distilled the essence of human rights, ideas that would ripple out beyond France's borders to influence nations across the globe. But revolutions are rarely bloodless, and France's was no exception. The Reign of Terror followed, a dark period of political paranoia and mass executions. Yet despite the bloodshed, the ideals of the revolution endured. The fall of the Bastille marked the fall of the old regime, forever changing the course of world politics. Picture a world at war, a conflict so vast it engulfs nations. That was the reality of World War I, a period from 1914 to 1918, where humanity was tested on a scale never seen before. The causes? A complex web of alliances, escalating tensions, and the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. The consequences were far-reaching. The geopolitical landscape was forever altered, empires crumbled, and new nations were born. The League of Nations emerged, an early attempt at a global peacekeeping entity. But the war wasn't just about redrawn maps. It brought about significant social and cultural changes too. Women stepped into roles traditionally held by men, leading to a shift in gender roles. Art and literature were forever marked by the horrors of the trenches, birthing movements like Dadaism and Surrealism. The world witnessed destruction on an unprecedented scale, setting the stage for an even more devastating conflict. Imagine a war so extensive and deadly that it changes the world forever. This was World War II, a conflict that engulfed the globe from 1939 to 1945, involving nations from all corners of the earth. It was sparked by aggressive expansionist policies of Germany, Italy, and Japan, and the failure of appeasement. The war witnessed the darkest chapter of human history, the Holocaust, where 6 million Jews were systematically exterminated. It was a horrifying demonstration of the depths of human cruelty. The conflict also saw the first and only use of atomic bombs in warfare, with the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki by the United States. These events ushered in the nuclear age, forever altering the nature of global conflict. World War II reshaped geopolitics, created new superpowers, and led to a Cold War that lasted for decades. Economically, it spurred unprecedented growth, particularly in the United States, which emerged as the world's leading industrial power. A war that showed the best and worst of humanity, its scars still visible today. One small step for man, a giant leap for mankind. But what did it mean for us all? When the Apollo 11 mission landed on the moon in 1969, it was more than just a triumph of human technology. It was a testament to human will, resilience, and our insatiable curiosity. The journey to the moon was not just about leaving our footprints on an extraterrestrial body, it was about stretching the boundaries of what we as a species could achieve. In a world divided by borders and ideologies, the moon landing was a unifying moment, a shared achievement for all of humanity. In the grand tapestry of history, it symbolized a new era of exploration and discovery. It was a stark reminder that we are but a small part of a vast universe, yet capable of such extraordinary feats. The moon landing marked a milestone in human achievement, signifying our limitless potential for exploration and discovery. Walls divide, but their fall can unite. How did one wall's destruction change the world? Picture this: November 9th, 1989. A city divided by concrete and ideology finally breathes as one. The Berlin Wall, a potent symbol of the Cold War, crumbled under the weight of people's yearning for freedom. This wasn't just the demolition of a physical barrier. It represented the collapse of the communist system in Eastern Europe. The wall's fall reverberated far beyond Germany's borders. It signified the end of the Cold War, a tense standoff that had gripped the world for over 4 decades. With the wall's demolition, the Iron Curtain was lifted, allowing Eastern Europe to step out from the shadow of communism and into the light of democracy. This dramatic shift in political landscape heralded the start of a new geopolitical era. Countries once trapped behind the wall began their journey toward integration with the rest of Europe. The fall of the wall signaled the end of divisions, marking the beginning of a new era of unity and cooperation. What happens when an entire region rises up in demand for change? Picture this: the year is 2010, and a wave of discontent is sweeping across the Middle East and North Africa. This period, known as the Arab Spring, was a time of significant political upheaval. Fueled by a deep-seated frustration with autocratic regimes, economic hardship, and a desire for more political freedoms, people from all walks of life took to the streets in protest. From Tunisia to Egypt, from Libya to Syria, citizens dared to challenge their governments, demanding change, demanding a voice. This series of protests and uprisings triggered significant political changes. Long-standing leaders were ousted, governments were toppled, and new political orders emerged. Yet the road to true democracy proved to be a tumultuous one, filled with both hope and despair. A wave of change swept across a region, altering the balance of power and political stability, a testament to the power of the people.